We're just a few minutes away from the beginning of live coverage of the women's 1,500-meter final. 12 women will most undoubtedly be chasing Mary Slaney, the American record holder in every distance from 800 meters to 10,000 meters, and the world record holder in the mile. Hers is a story incomplete. Mary Decker Slaney is one of those athletes America has watched grow up. And as she's done that, an Olympic dream has grown as her muscles have been toned. Just too young for Munich, injured for Montreal, a boycott victim in Moscow, and demoralized in Los Angeles. How fortunate she is to have everything still in place so that she can try once again.
It takes a lot of luck. It takes health. It takes a lot of determination, consistency, and a lot of devotion to what you're doing. And for me, it's taken a lot of, I don't know what word to use, but maybe perseverance in the respect to injuries, because I've had to deal with a lot of injury problems.
Injuries, a dirty word in the Slaney house, for Mary has virtually injured every part of herself from head to toe. From a fractured skull in an auto accident 11 years ago all the way down her body to Achilles surgery last year. Some injuries, though, never heal. In the late afternoon sun in Los Angeles 4 years ago at the Olympics, Mary goes down behind Zola Budd. The pain in her legs is nothing compared to what she feels if she can't get that medal back this year. It is not unlike the story of another American running legend, Jim Ryan. It was in '72 in the 1,500-meter final when suddenly one of the great middle distance runners of all time went down, never to get another chance. That's where the similarity between Slaney and Ryan end.
I think I am lucky, but also it's a different era in the sport. When Jim was running, there wasn't the same support, and I'm sure he felt family and financial pressure after the Olympics. Now, there's not as much financial pressure because there is support from shoe companies, and also the TAC has given some. You can do endorsements now, whereas back in the Ryan days, you weren't permitted to do endorsements or be paid for anything relating to your sport.
She does have the two grueling world championships won in '83. This year, having won the 3,000-meter final, she has another Olympic chance. She calls the Olympics her incomplete scenario, knowing perfectly how to complete it.
It's nice because I think that this year people realize that because there isn't a boycott from the Russians and the Eastern Bloc countries, that the competition in track and field will be a bit stronger, especially in the women's middle distances. That it's going to be a long, hard haul to bring home some medals.
Make no mistake about it that Mary Slaney definitely has a hard competitive edge to her, and you find that out after you discuss things with her just after a few minutes. She's already qualified in the 3,000 meters. Regina Jacobs will provide some competition in lane 9. She has broken 2 minutes in the 800, so she can win this race if it becomes a sprint. She's 24, a grad of Stanford. In lane 11, Kim Gallagher, a grad of Arizona, the 1984 Olympic Games silver medalist in the 800 meters. And then the most heartwarming story, really, Sabrina Dornhoefer, who is in lane 4. She came so close to earning a spot on the U.S. team in that 3,000-meter race with Mary Slaney. You remember, perhaps, that she was the one who collapsed just 10 meters or so from the finish and failed to make the team. The world record is Tatiana Kazankina of the Soviet Union. It is an 8-year-old mark now. The American record of Mary Slaney is almost 5 seconds behind that mark of 3:57.12. The rest of the field, Linda Sheskey in 1, Sue Addison in 2, Debbie Marshall in 3, then Dornhoefer, Diana Richburg in lane 5, Julie Jenkins in 6, then Slaney, Alisia Harvey in lane 8, Regina Jacobs in 9, Darlene Beckford in 10, Kim Gallagher in 11, and Ruth Wysocki, who was in 12. She was the woman who staged the biggest upset of the '84 Olympic trials when she beat Mary Decker Slaney in this event. Mary says she's running this race for fun with the pressure of the 3,000 behind her.
And I don't think there's anyone in the stadium who thinks she will be beaten, although Kim Gallagher and Regina Jacobs both feel confident that if Mary's not up to par, that they will be able to beat her. But Mary comes into this with many things going for her that she didn't have in '84. She's had a good build-up. She's healthy. She has a happy marriage, a child now, some things off the track that help her to relax. And as she has in every race so far in the trials, it looks as if she's going to go to the lead and stay out of trouble.
And quickly, Mary Slaney slides to the front of this pack. It is the metric mile, 1,500 meters. Julie Jenkins is right up there with her. Julie Jenkins, a former collegiate standout at Utah, number 3:06. Richburg is also there. Diana Richburg, who was the first black athlete in history to make the U.S. Olympic team in the 1,500. So now it's Richburg right behind Mary Slaney.
Right now, Mary is in terrific shape. She ran 8:42 for the 3,000 meters last weekend in 98-degree heat. I know, living in Florida, what that is worth. She probably, by soul, will be close to world record performance in the 3,000 meters. She feels that 29 at the 1,500 meters may not be her best event yet at this time, and she may be right, but she's still amongst the best in the world. Al, you pointed out that Kazankina's record was set in 80. Mary's American record was set in 83. The women's distance running in the last 5 years has not improved that much. Mary is still one of the best at both distances. She has confidence because she knows she won them both in the 83 World Championships. Now she has fitness. She has everything going for her, and today she's just going to go out and get in front and not let luck enter into this. The real big race is for the last two spots.
The standings as they exist right now, Mary Slaney with a 10-meter lead over Diana Richburg, a 25-year-old from the State University of New York at Albany. Then there is Linda Sheskey, the grad of Georgia, and now being moved in front is Jacobs. Regina Jacobs, who was started in lane 9, she is in third. Also right there is Ruth Wysocki, the upset winner in the 84 trials. There you see the lead of Mary Slaney.
All of the women have to let Mary go, be concerned with racing the other athletes in the field. If they try to match strides with Mary, they may not run their best race. So right now we see a great race shaping up as Diana Richburg, who ran 4:01 for 1,500 meters at the World Championships last year, is in third place, just behind Regina Jacobs, who in 87 was fantastic, and it was also close to that 4-minute mark. Kim Gallagher, who's the silver medalist at 800 meters, has also had health problems the last 4 years, and we'll look for her. She's in 5th right now, but we'll look for her to make some kind of a charge over the last lap and try and nab that 3rd or 2nd spot. Kim is in the black uniform.
Number 406, Regina Jacobs, is in 2nd place. Then it is Diana Richburg. Number 280. Remember, top 3 positions go to Seoul. The bell lap one more time around.
First lap was 62. The second lap was a 65. So Mary slowed it down a little bit on the second lap, and Regina Jacobs, who said she thought she could beat Mary, is going to try and do it.
Mary, who said she was disappointed because of the hot weather, unable to set a world record or even challenge the world mark last year, is trying to turn it on.
This happened in the 3,000 meters, and when Mary sent someone there, she was able to respond. She's slowly responding right now. She's going to hold Regina out into the 2nd lane as she held Vicky Huber earlier in the week, and I think she'll find something to kick down the home stretch. Kim Gallagher is holding on to 3rd.
So these two have pulled away, Regina Jacobs and Mary Slaney. But what about that story in 3rd? Right now it is Kim Gallagher who is coming up in 3rd, and right behind her is Julie Jenkins. Here comes Mary Slaney resisting the challenge of Regina Jacobs. She will earn a spot on the 1,500-meter team, as will Regina Jacobs. And now the run for 3rd. Kim Gallagher, a 24-year-old from El Segundo, California, the silver medalist in the 800 meters in 1984, will get a chance to go to Seoul in the 1,500 meters.
Mary's time just a little over 2 seconds off of her American record in 85-degree heat. There is no question that both at 3,000 meters and 1,500 meters, she is a much better runner than she has ever been. She came into this trials under-trained. She's only going to get better between now and the Olympics. This is the stretch run. Mary controlled the race from step 1, and what is great to see, because Mary is so far out in front so often, that in both the 3,000 and the 15, when she was challenged, she responded. She responded like a veteran, slowly picking up the pace until the competition dropped off, and she is going to be better than ever.
Well, the time was 3:58.93, the number 3 time in U.S. history, and that time really would have to be thanked an awful lot to Regina Jacobs, because she was the one who pushed Mary to that standing. So it is that standing there, Slaney, Regina Jacobs, and Kim Gallagher, who will represent the United States in the women's 1,500-meter event in Seoul. Let's go down to Catherine Switzer.
Mary, you came here today wanting a sub-4-minute 1,500 meters, and you got a 3:58.
It's fine. It's a little slower than I wanted, but it's still a little warm, and I think the whole trials has tired me out. But, Catherine, there's one thing I need to do. I need to say hello to Ashley. Hi, Ash. I miss you.
Well, let's get back quickly to the race. Regina Jacobs gave you a good push.
Yeah, it was great. It felt really good. And I'm really happy for it. And I think things are coming, and the way I plan my season, I'm planning to peak in Seoul, and I'm going to Europe in August to get a couple of more good races, so I'm excited.
Great, so are we. And back to you, Al.
All right, Catherine. Mary Slaney running the best time in the 1,500 meters this year. There you see the third place finisher. Regina Jacobs was in second. Kim Gallagher there.